Good day, students. Today we are moving on to tangent to a circle. Tangent to a circle. When you talk about a tangent, that means a tangent to a circle is a straight line that touches a point at one point only. On the circumference, any line that touches only a point on the circumference is known as a tangent. And the tangent, so you realize that MN is a tangent at a point A here, at just that point. So if you now draw a line from that point to the center, you realize you have the radius. And usually when you have a tangent to a circle and with the radius, you realize that it makes a right angle with the radius of the circle. So it means that angle MAO, this angle will give you a right angle. Likewise, angle NAO will give you a right angle. So the angle a tangent makes with the radius of a circle is always a right angle. Now, a tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius drawn to its point of contact. That is, MN makes a right angle with AO. So this angle here is 90, this other one also is 90 degrees. Now let's use that knowledge to solve a problem. Now you are having this. Calculate the size of alpha if O is the center of each circle. You have this to be the question. You are told that from this is the center of the circle to this point where the tangent, so this line TA is a tangent at point T. Now at this point you now have a line from that tangent to the center of the circle. You now have a triangle here, and according to the law it said that any angle the radius makes with the tangent is always a right angle. So using that knowledge, we want to use that now to solve this problem. So we know that this angle OTA will give us a right angle. So whenever you are doing anything in circle geometry, you must always give the reason. Without the reason, you will be marked wrong. So this angle, this particular angle will give you angle 90 degrees. Why? It's tangent at point C. Is the tangent at this point. So if you now add this angle, this is TOA, this angle 72, this angle is 72, plus this angle 90, plus the alpha you are told to look for should be equal to 180. Why? That's sum of angles in a triangle. So if you now have 72 plus 90, that will give us 162, plus the angle we are told to look for, which is alpha, is equal to 180. So to get alpha, you now bring this 162 to this side. Whenever this plus 162, whenever it crosses the equality sign, it will now turn to minus 162. 180 minus 162 will give us 18 degrees. So it means that the angle we are told to look for here, the value of this angle should be angle 18 degrees. Now let's consider another question. So this is the question. We are told to look for the value of the angle alpha. This alpha. Now, so we are told that these are two parallel lines. This line and this line parallel. You can see that there's an arrow that is drawn here and here. Now, from this point to this point is the radius. This line AB is the tangent at point P. So you know that definitely this radius to this tangent will give us a right angle here. But before then, we know that this line and this line are parallel. So since they are parallel, you realize that the angle here, angle ABC, this particular angle from here to this place, should be equal to angle OAC. or OCB rather, or you can call it BCO. So angle ABC is equal to angle BCO. Why? Because they are alternate angles. This angle and this angle are supposed to be equal because they are alternate angle. Alternate angle makes something like Z. You can see this one forms Z like this. So these are alternate angles. Now you see that this angle CBO and BCO, this angle and this angle, they are equal, because if this is a radius of the circle, this is another radius of the circle, showing that we are having an isosceles triangle. And if you have isosceles triangle, it means that the base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. So that means if this is alpha, this will also give you alpha. So angle CBO and angle BCO, this angle and this angle will be equal because they are base angles of an isosceles triangle. So we can use alpha to represent them. So now we know that this from here to this place is the center radius of the circle, and AB is the tangent at B. Definitely this angle, the angle ABO will give you what? Angle 90 degree, because this is a tangent. So this angle here, ABC plus angle CBO, this angle here, this and this should be equal to 90 because they are tangents at point P. So because it is the tangent to the circle at this point B, so that means this whole angle here should be 90. And also already we've said that our angle ABC is also what? Alpha. So since this angle and this angle BCO is equal to angle ABC, so BCO is equal to angle because they are alternate angle. So if this is alpha, this also will give you alpha. So that means the whole of this angle ABC plus angle CBO is now equal to 90 degree because we are having tangent at point B. So if you now use this to represent alpha, you use this also to represent alpha. So that means alpha plus alpha give us 90. Alpha plus alpha is what? 2 alpha is equal to 90. To get alpha, you divide both sides by 2, so that your angle alpha will give you 45 degrees. Now let's consider another example. Example 3. You are given that this is a tangent, AB is a tangent, this is the center of the circle, this is the radius. So you are now told to look for this angle here. So you know that since this is a tangent at point A, so definitely you know that what angle OAB, this angle is going to be 90 degree. Why? Because that's tangent at point A. So if you now add the whole angle together, this angle OAB 90 plus 27 plus this angle you are told to look for should be equal to 180. Why? Sum of angles in a triangle. So 190 plus 27 will give you 117 plus alpha is equal to 180 degrees. So if you now bring this 117 to this side, you now turn to minus 117. Alpha equals 180 minus 117. So 180 minus 117 will give us 63 degrees. 63 degrees. Now let's look at number 4. Now you're having a circle. This is the radius of the circle here. From here to this is the radius. Here to this is another radius. So this radius now makes a tangent at this point here. So you are now told to look for this place, alpha. Now before you do that, from here to this place is the radius and the tangent. So that means this whole angle will give you what? 90 degrees. But before you do that, you realize that since this is the radius of the circle here, now You realize that from here to this place is also the radius. This will give us what? An isosceles triangle. If this give us an isosceles triangle, so therefore the base angles will be what? 20 degree. So if this is 20, this also will give you 20 degree. So angle OAC will also be 20 degree. Why? Base angles of an isosceles triangle. You see that this is center of the circle here, this is also center of the circle. Make this and this are radius. So it shows that this angle OAC is a base angle of the isosceles triangle. So if this is 20 degree, this also gives you 20 degree. Now, and you know that angle ABD, this angle here, is 90 degree. Why? Tangent at point B. So if you're having it, that means ABD, this angle should be 90 degree. Tangent at point B. So now if you now consider this whole triangle, if you consider this whole triangle, so that means your angle, so that means your this angle which is 20, this angle here which is 20 plus this angle we've identified to be 90 plus this alpha should be equal to 180. Why? Sum of angles in a triangle. So if you now add 20 plus 90 will give us 110 plus alpha is equal to 180. If you now bring this 110 to this side, you have 180 minus 110 will give you 70 degrees. So that is the value of alpha there should be what? 70 degrees. Now for the work practice, calculate the size of theta in if O is the center of each angle. So you are given this. So this is the diagram. So this angle is what you are told to do for theta, when this angle here is what? 54 degrees. Also, you are given this also. You have this radius, this is tangent, this angle is 48. You are told to look for the value of this angle also. Here, you are given this, so you are given that this angle is 62. You are told to look for the value of this angle, which is theta. Also here, you are given this triangle, this diagram. This angle here is 140. You are told to look for this one, which is what? Theta. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Thank you.